up and running, and we are.
There it
So
goes.
thank you so much for attending today. This is one in the many series of webinars that we're doing, and it's great to see you back. So we're so happy to have you here. So the topic today is going to be, what is a life plan community, and is it right for you? So we have two very special guests today, both who I've worked with closely. Mary, so your wave, Mary. Mary is one of our current residents that lives here at San Camillo, our current independent living community. And then Jennifer, hey Jennifer. Jennifer is going to be coming into our community at the new East residence. So we've invited them to come today. They're great ambassadors for us, and they'll be answering some questions. We are going to turn on the chat. Let me do that now for everybody. So if you do have questions, here we go. If you do have questions, go ahead and type those in, and I'll make sure that we get those to the ladies and we'll be able to answer those. But for today, it's all about just having a great conversation. So what I would like to start out with is, what is a life plan community? Go. So welcome to St. Camillus. If you have not been on our campus before, we are on 26 beautiful acres. We are right across from the Milwaukee County Zoo. We are a not-for-profit faith-based community. We are owned and operated by the Order of St. Camillus. And being non-for-profit is really important. We'll go through that in just a couple of minutes. Page down. So basically, what is a life plan community? That's a phrase or a term that I had not heard of prior to coming to work here. And basically what it is you have to have more than one level of care, and we'll go over in just a minute those level of cares that we do offer. But those that have tuned in and are doing your research and that are planners, and we love the planners, you may have heard of the term CCRC. So that used to be a continuing care retirement community, but now it's just called a life planned community. So things that a life plan community should do is offer more than one level of care on a single campus. Now, we're very proud to offer a full continuum of care. And what that looks like, I'll go over, like I said, in just a minute. But we have a focus on an active lifestyle and wellness. Having wellness in our community and having a revitalized wellness program is very important for us. Quality of life. We want to be able to have our residents have a long and happy life here. And then being integrated into the community with an emphasis on giving back and being socially responsible. And ways that we do this, we've got a wonderful volunteer program. We also partner with different causes in the community. For example, the Alzheimer's Association. During COVID, it's a little challenging right now. We don't have a volunteer program that's up and running, or it's very limited. But we are socially responsible, and we are very active in our community around us. We've got great partners. One of the things that does make us pretty special is that we are part of Leading Age. Now, this is a national organization with an association of about 6,000 not-for-profit organizations that are committed to serving older persons and creating better ways of addressing their needs and their desires. So one of the main focuses that Leading Age does have is aging by choice. And so that's one of the things that we're really, really proud of here, is that being able to offer aging by choice. So what does that look like with us? Well, we do that by the services that we do offer. So if you've never heard of St. Camillus, or if you kind of think, well, I think, isn't that nursing home? No, we offer a wide range of services. Like I said, a continuum. So we have our independent living, our West residence, which is where Mary lives. We are also offering our new East residence by building an additional 168 apartments. We have assisted living, 3 levels of care there. We include memory care and 3 levels of care there. We have skilled nursing. We've got long-term skilled nursing and short-term skilled nursing, or our rehab. We offer physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy. So for our residents that live here, they have priority placement in our rehab area. So if any of our residents need, say, a knee replacement, then they would have a dedicated space in our short-term skilled nursing area. We also take referrals from the greater community. We're great partners with all the hospitals that are in the area. So we do provide short-term rehab. We have a home health care, and that's what really makes us different than just about everybody else, because our home health are actually coming into our independent living apartments and with our residents. And so that aging by choice, this is where it comes into play. If you need services, or if you would like additional services, those can actually be brought into your independent living apartment. It's not going to be up to us to decide when you move to assisted living or if you move to assisted living. So having services brought into your independent living apartment, typically it's going to be less disruptive and it's going to be more cost effective. But what that does is that it keeps you in your home, in your independent living apartment here on the side of the campus. So our home health is there, all our employees. We offer everything from a homemaker's companion to supportive service to private duty nursing, but we also have care management. We've got a wonderful geriatric care manager that works really closely with the families, really closely with our residents, and she acts as a liaison between the two. We've got some residents that have family that are not close, so she acts as a liaison with those families. And then finally, we do offer in-home hospice. One of the questions that I get a bit is, where is our hospice wing or our hospice area? And we don't have that. We have in-home hospice. Now, we do take care of our greater community, but if your loved one or if you yourself want to do hospice, you can do it in your home, in your independent living apartment, if you choose to do that. So you can see with the services that are listed, we have this entire scope of care. So, is St. Camillus Life Plan Community, is it right for me? For those of you, and then when I get through these next couple of slides, I'm going to be asking Mary and Jennifer to tell their stories, to answer some questions that I've already seen that are popping up. But one of the main things with them being here already is that they know that that Life Plan community is right for them. So as a senior living specialist, what I do is I field a lot of questions. We give a lot of tours. I talk to people on a daily basis and finding out, what is this all about? So why would this be right for me? Well, first and foremost, really, it's going to be peace of mind. We have affordable monthly fee packages that do include some of the highlights: housekeeping every other week, a meal a day. We have chef prepared meals. Our dining room currently is closed, but chef is still preparing all of the meals, and they're being delivered to all of the homes and all of the apartments. We take care of everything. We take care of all of the apartment maintenance, the utilities. When we are able to do scheduled transportation, that'll go back again. We do those Tuesdays and Thursdays, but we do have a medical transport van that will take you to, currently right now, that will take you to doctor's appointments if you needed to do that. But mostly you have that security of a continuum of care. If you need extra support, if you need, everything is here on campus. So if, say, you're doing really well, but then you have a little bit of a hiccup, maybe need a knee replacement or a hip replacement, or you just need a little bit of help, maybe for a short period of time or even a long period of time, we do have some residents that have up to 24-hour care here. So we're here and ready to serve you for what you need. And I'm pretty proud to say we do what ifs really, really well here. And then finally, when I talked a little bit before about us being a not-for-profit, now that's really important. As you're going out and you're taking a look around or you're doing your research, some of the questions that you should be asking is for-profit, not-for-profit. Not-for-profit for us is very important. Our board, we've got a fantastic board. But they're all volunteers. Our board members aren't paid. We're not paying stockholders. Our residents and our community here, those are our priorities. We offer stability for your finances and for your future healthcare needs. So having that not-for-profit difference here, one of our commitments back to our residents in our residency agreements is that we would never discharge you or ask you to leave or kick you out if you were to outlive your funds. It's our commitment if you allow us to take care of you for the rest of your life. So that makes us a little different from other communities as well. But that's what's part of being a life plan community. So you're not really buying an apartment, you're coming into a community with the promise that you're going to be taken care of for the remainder of your life. So as a senior living specialist, and when we were up and running, we were doing a lot of lunches, a lot of special events, a lot of open houses. We field a lot of questions on the phone, in person, but we started to see a trend. And so we were seeing about 5 questions that we kept consistently getting asked, or feedback that we were getting from the people that we were meeting. And as you're doing your research and looking at independent living communities or life plan communities, these are the different things that we were coming up with. So people that were coming in were really considered about their future healthcare needs. So Jennifer, this may sound familiar to you, because Jennifer and I work together quite closely, we still do. But one of the things that Jennifer told me right off the bat is, I don't want to burden anybody else to take care of my healthcare needs. Feel free to jump in anytime.
Oh, you're accurate. Keep going.
Yeah. So I'm really, even though I'm young, I'm vibrant, I feel really great. I don't see myself living in a life plan community, at least for 20 years. But you know what? I am a planner, I'm proactive, and I want to secure what my future healthcare needs are gonna end up being. And then also future financial security. So again, it is our commitment back to everybody in our community that we are not going to discharge with the inability to pay, or if you outlive your funds. And for our residents here, we are all about wellness. So we want longevity. We want happy, healthy lives here. So it doesn't matter what the market is doing. It doesn't matter what's going on in the world. As part of your entrance fee, 90% of that is still your money. And so that gives you that financial security of being in a life plan community. And then another thing is, the question is like, you know what, I've got this really great lifestyle, and what's the lifestyle in a life plan community? I want to be able to still go play golf and go to the symphony and go and hang out with my friends, or when it's 24 below outside, I don't want to go to the movies. I want to be somewhere that I'm going to be physically safe, be mentally stimulated, and have a great lifestyle. So when COVID is all finished and we are fully back up and running again, and we are doing some activities with our residents now, but when we're full force, we've got over 100 different types of clubs and activities. We do outings, we have speakers come in, we've got book clubs, Bible studies, writing groups, art classes, language classes, and the list just goes on and on and on. So having a very vibrant lifestyle is something that we can offer here as well. So when I speak with potential prospects or adult children, we often get a lot of family members that come in to scout us out before they bring their parents in. Consistently, they're surprised at what we have to offer. A multidimensional wellness program, that's so important. Wellness is, like I said, is one of the cornerstones. Here, we have a wellness nurse that's here. We've got a nurse, she is here Monday through Friday, but we also have a nurse that's part-time on the weekends. But she programs for wellness. And we've got 6 dimensions of wellness. I'll show that to you in just a minute. So it's all about wellness here. So we incorporate those into the activities. She also does special programming. You just need your blood pressure checked. She's absolutely available to that. And then quality metrics. What do I mean by quality metrics? Well, what are the things that are important to you? What are the things that you are looking for? Things that we measure here have a lot to do with the wellness program. So we survey our residents frequently. We want to make sure that we're doing a good job. We want to make sure that we're providing the things that they want to provide, that they want to be engaging in. So these are really the top 5 things that I see consistently over and over and over again. And those are probably some of the questions that you are thinking as you are coming in and maybe taking that first step and looking at what a life plan community is. So like I said, we've got this really great, vibrant, active lifestyle when we are up and running. The images that you see here in the new East residence, we are expanding. So we are 25% of our first floor is all dedicated to wellness. So on the bottom photo is a computer rendering of what our gym is going to look like. And towards the back, we're going to have a pool. We're going to have a whirlpool. We'll have a dedicated theater. For some folks, their lifestyle revolves around a pub. We're so excited we're going to have a pub here. So we have our Revitalize Wellness program. We're going to have 4 different dining venues. And again, those 100 plus clubs and activities. So basically you're not going to have to, in the dead of winter, you wouldn't really ever have to leave here if you didn't want to. We've got a bank, we have a convenience store, we have educational programs and all these great volunteer opportunities. We've got a fantastic little library. And again, all these chef prepared meals as well. So I've heard it akin to like people walking through our doors the first time. It's like, oh, it feels like a cruise ship. So Revitalize Wellness, again, one of our cornerstones. Before we wrap this part of it up, I really wanted to show you what this looks like. So with our dimensions of wellness, we do focus on the physical, spiritual, emotional, intellectual, and community. So all of the dots off to your right that look like circles with these stickers, when we do our programming, we do take those icons and associate those with the activities that are being provided. So as you participate in them, you know what part of the wellness program you're really being active in. And some of them will have 2 to 3 that all fall under that particular category. So as our life enrichment coordinator, who is top notch, she's wonderful, they go through and they take a look at intentional programming, making sure that what we're providing falls within the Revitalize Wellness program and not just to fill space. So with our new building that's going to be going up, the tall 15-story, that's our East residence. To the left, you'll see San Camillo, that is our West residence. But the beauty of this project is once we are opened, it's not East versus West. We are all independent living. We are all one community. We are going to be all St. Camillus Life Plan community. So this is just what a rendering. We are looking at opening with the move-in by spring of 2022. And I wanted to include this just to show how beautiful it is. So next steps, you might be thinking, okay, well, this all sounds really great. Then what are the next steps? What can I do? Well, if you would like, take down these. My name is Jackie Knight. You can call me directly. Heather Blair is my office mate. She's a senior living specialist. She can also help out with that. And Katrina Keene, who specializes in East residents, has actually been here since the program started. So she's a wealth of knowledge, and any one of us would love to be able to help you. But if you remember nothing else, jump to our website. We've got great renderings and images, but it's going to take you through the story of St. Camillus, and it's going to take you through all of those continuum of care programs that I talked about before. So stcam.com is our website, and I invite you to go there as well. Okay.
Well, hello.
That's informative. So what I'd like to do is just turn it over to our guests today. So Mary, I think we're going to start with you, if that's okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
So, so Mary, and let me check to see. Oh, okay. So gosh, one of the first questions right out of the gate is, how long have you been here and why did you choose St. Camillus?
Well, I'm here just over 5 years now. I can't believe it's that long because it went so fast. But I just decided, you know, after my husband passed away, I lived in my house for 10 years, and it just got harder and harder to find people to do little chores, and I'm pretty good at fixing things, but I couldn't fix a lot of this stuff, and I thought I'd better leave. And my daughter had never approached this subject at all, but when I told her that I was thinking about it, she was very happy. And we got our list and we started looking at places, and some were out of the question because they were just independent living apartments that offered no amenities or services. And so those got crossed off right away. We got down to two, and San Camillo, and there was one other. And we went there. They couldn't see us during the week, but we went on a Saturday, and we walked in, and it was so quiet. I'm not kidding. It was a big lobby and very nice looking place. It was a nice place. But there were two ladies sitting in that big place in the corner, and they never looked up, and they were just talking softly to each other. And we got a very quick tour of the place. And as we walked out, my daughter said, "I can't see you there." So then we came to San Camillo, and then we came again. And
that's a good point. People come in several times.
Yeah, but we walked in, and as we walked through the building and through the lobby and all, people were saying hi and waving, and "Are you going to move here?" So it was a very friendly place, and we had such good service. I don't know if you knew Jenny, but there was our service person was Jenny, and she did a fantastic job, and showed us places until, I saw a couple that were nice apartments, but I just didn't feel right. And one day she called and she said, "Mary, I have your apartment." And I said, "Really?" She said, "But I hope you don't mind." And she said, "It's on the 10th or on the 9th floor." And I said, "Beautiful." And she said, "And it's right across from the zoo." I said, "That's just what I wanted." So we came over, my daughter left work and we came over, and I walked in, and my daughter and I looked at each other, and she said, "This is your place." And I said, "Yes, I feel it is too." So that's my story of how I got here. But then we had to make a really fast move because my great nephew heard that I was looking at places, and he came over and asked if I was going to be selling my house. And I said, "Yes, of course." And he said, "Well, we've just kind of been on a budget. We've been saving, and I think we have enough to move into a house now."
That's so great.
So we never had to list our house. He bought our house and helped us move, and it was wonderful. I got here, and my daughter took care of the move, and she said, "Mother, why don't you go downstairs and just mingle while I get your house set up?" And I did, and I met some very nice people, and who I'm still friends with because they're so nice. And so I don't know what else you want to know, but one thing, Jennifer, I don't know if you've done any volunteer work, but I met a lot of people when I did volunteer work. I can't do it right now because of the COVID, and because I volunteer in the other building for assisted living.
Okay.
And it'll be nice to be able to go again because I kind of miss seeing those people. And but anyhow, if you don't volunteer, there's lots of people here that are looking for another person to talk to. So there's people of all different, there's always someone who likes to do the same things you do. We have a lot of card playing people, and I don't happen to be one of them, but they have some nice card groups that play different games, and Scrabble, which I like, but there's just many things. Wonderful lectures, and we have in normal times we have so much entertainment, like musical things that are they're just so nice. But this is everything's not the way it's supposed to be right now.
Not quite. Mary, I've got a question for you that just popped up. What was the hardest part about leaving your home and moving into St. Camillus?
Well, I thought it would be harder than I did because there's a lot of, when you live in a house for a long time. There's a lot of memories there. And that that was kind of hard. It was very difficult getting rid of some of the things that I had to get rid of because I moved into a one bedroom and that's kind of hard to move from a one bedroom from a three bedroom house to a one bedroom. But it turned out just fine. I have everything I need and I brought some things I didn't need. but but anyhow, let's see, what else could I say? Um, is there anything you'd like to know, Jennifer?
Um, I'm trying to think. I know everyone I have asked who lives there now loves it. Absolutely everyone I have asked just
No,
loves it there.
I'm having a hard time hearing.
So she was saying that everybody that she's talked to since she's been in, and Jennifer, and actually Jennifer, we'll just go right into you now. So Jennifer has been here several times. It's been great. And she just, everybody that she has talked to or we've introduced her to say that they love it. So Jennifer, how about just sharing your story a little bit about how you found us and kind of through the process.
Okay, well, I came to a program first, a couple of programs, and then sure, I'll take a tour at the end, and took the tour and went, wow, this is really nice. So then I was tempted, I had to think about it for a while. And then we talked to Jackie and thought about it some more.
Some more and some more and some more.
And some more. She's so patient. I think it's the peace of mind, knowing like the financial safety net, to know it's there, I think that's a huge piece. Beyond that, it's the community. Just everyone is so gracious, so caring, you really notice the difference. I've looked other places with other people because I had no intention of doing this quite yet. But at some point decided I don't want to wait and decide later and find out there's a waiting list. I want to do this and I talked to my daughter, I don't want to do this while I'm in a crisis situation. I want to choose where and when and what I'd like to bring with me. Like Mary was saying, you have to make some choices. So part of it's for my family because it gives them peace of mind. I asked my daughter before I said I was going to be talking today. And she said, yes, they're grateful because they don't have to make a choice in a crisis. What if I need to go to rehab and I can't come back to my apartment? Where do we look? Right. Am I going to be in somewhere less enticing? Some places aren't so great. And St. Camillus is great. So I love the activities. I love the vitality.
Good.
And the people. Yeah. But it's not a business. It's a mission. It's not an apartment building. It's a home. And you can tell. I can't wait to get there. I'm all excited. I picked the east side for the morning sun.
So Jen, can you talk just a little bit about how we are creating a sense of community for those depositors?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, for starters, we're included in all the activities that we'd like to come to, which of course aren't really available right now in COVID and all. And I've been to a number of them. Took the van down to the Pabst Mansion at Christmas. Brought antiques in when they had a, Antiques Roadshow sort of program when things were analyzed. I keep bringing my friends because then I get to come for lunch. So I think, come see St. Camillus. I get to go have lunch. The chef is awesome. It's fabulous. And actually, that's a huge component is the fine dining and the activities, because I don't want to do them all. I'm not quite, frantic.
No, you can't do them all.
I'm hoping for somebody to walk the zoo with me, that sort of thing.
It's great because it's right across the street. So it's perfect.
Yeah. Nice to have the transportation, when it's available. And I love the thought of going down to meet people for a nice dinner with music playing, and it can be snowing and 10 below zero outside, and I'll have someplace pleasant to go. Just so great.
So I
don't want.
I had a question just pop up, Jennifer. So Jennifer, what was the hardest part about making the decision to move, to make the commitment right now, even though you're not?
Whoa. Okay. Well, it's a little daunting to sign on for the next, possibly 30 years to go live somewhere. But again, it's that feeling of peace. You really cared about physically and spiritually. And it is a community. I'm looking forward to that. It was good financially to sell the house, so I did that part already. But I miss a sense of community. My apartment building's nice. My neighbors, are pleasant, but I miss the community feeling.
Yeah.
So.
What kind of suggestions would you give to somebody who is actually kind of in your position that are looking, and how would you talk to your family about that?
How did I did what?
How would you talk to your family about this?
I'm sorry, talk to family. It was.
Okay, so one of the questions is, how did you approach your family and say, I really want to do this right now?
Oh, are both of us?
Oh, for Jennifer?
Okay. I guess I took them all my pretty pictures and on my list of all the things included, and they were like, wow, can we go too? This sounds great. And my granddaughter said, oh, Nana, you can't leave yet. Because I was living with them at the time. We were sharing a house. And then the next morning they got up and went, oh, Nana, you'll have to bring your binoculars so we can look at the zoo from your balcony. So I was like, okay. So they were on real easy. I had a friend who was looking, and she did essentially a PowerPoint for her children and said, these are my advantages and this is why I like it. And they are glad to see the community. I brought them, we had lunch, Jackie gave us a tour. Yeah, I have 2 daughters and 2 sons-in-law and 4 grandchildren, and they all loved it. So, yeah.
Well, is there any?
Did that answer that question entirely, or do I need to revisit?
No, you did. You did. And I wanted to make sure that I'm respectful of your time as well. It's like it's flown by. Before we wrap this up, is there any closing thought or suggestions or advice you'd like to give anybody?
It's surprising. Whoops. It's surprising. No one tried to dissuade me from moving. Except my neighbors. But my family was all very happy about it. My daughter was really happy about it because she didn't have to worry about my being alone in the house and taking care of it. But this is such a safe place, and that reassured them that it was a good place to come. And you feel so safe here, and everyone's willing to, really, the staff here is so good. They just are so willing to help you. Everyone just seems, it's not, they don't seem, Jennifer, everyone is very generous with their time and their help. Yeah. So I think that's a big factor, and just the fact that we feel so safe here, I think it's a good thing. With this isolation that we've had for months now, I'm really glad I'm here. My neighbor and I were talking about that, and she said, if I were in my house, I would be so lonesome right now. And she said, I'm so happy to have people around me. And even if we don't get together like we used to, it's nice to know they're there. So anyhow, whenever you come, we're welcome to have you.
I will make sure you get connected.
I don't work here, Jennifer.
Find you. Jackie, I'll help me find you.
Oh, yeah.
I guess just my last thought is, again, it's so nice to do it when you're not in a crisis. I worked as a professional organizer, and we would have to come in and help the family deal with houses when their parents were in crisis, and the family had to take care of everything. Or, you know, if you're grieving, that's a hard time to make a move. I plan to, I mean, I'm not going there to sit around and get old. I'm going there to live, you know, to live the rest of my life.
We are going to quote you on that, my friend.
You may.
Well, ladies, thank you so much for your time and being so generous with your spirit and your time. I personally appreciate it. Thank you to everybody who has tuned in today. So our next webinar is actually going to be on September the 17th, which is a Thursday. We have them on Thursdays, same time at 1:30. But I'm very excited to let you know that the next topic is decluttering your life. So Jennifer, I want to jump onto that one as well. So decluttering your life. Melinda Stewart is the owner of Smart Moves for Seniors. She's been a partner with us for a really long time. It is a second generation woman-owned business. Her mom started it, so they've been around for over 25 years. She's fantastic. She's been on our panel discussions, and so we're really proud that she is going to be able to come on and spend some time with us. Heather Byer, who is our other senior living specialist, will be hosting that one, and she's great. You guys are going to love her as well. So just make sure that you go to our website, www.stcam.com, and register for that one, and you'll get loads of great information. But for the rest of the day, have a beautiful, wonderful day. Don't forget, mask up, wash your hands.
Can't forget that.
Thank you so much. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Nice meeting you, Jennifer.
Bye, Mary.
Bye.